So, ring ring.
Ring ring.
I think for my first tangent before we even get started, that watch face that I sent you, my Stardew watch face.
Are you sure this is a tangent and not part of the show?
Yeah, it's part of the show. How cool is that watch face, though, right?
It's awesome. Oh, yeah. Gosh.
So I'm fixing to send you an updated picture. Okay. You don't necessarily have to look at it right now. But the one I sent you was this morning. The darker picture, it was... So Android does two watch faces. So you can have an always-on watch face and so the Apple equivalent would be how... Are you familiar with the new Apple Watch 5 where it does the always-on watch face, but it kind of simplifies the graphics a little bit and makes it simpler to kind of save battery? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I've heard about it, and it's somewhat controversial for people.
In what way?
I think I just heard people like complaining about like whether they liked it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it does affect battery life a little bit, but so that part doesn't change. So the way Android does something similar where when it goes always on, it'll either simplify elements or it'll just in this Stardew Watch's case, it turns everything black, which is actually really cool because my watch is AMOLED, so when it turns most of it black, that saves battery, but it still has a little chicken on there, which is cool. But the other screen, so you know how on Stardew the arrow points to the time of day, which is really cool, so you can see it's 2 in the afternoon or whatever. This arrow works in real life with the time day. So right now, when I sent you the picture this morning, it was 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and it was in the morning. But now that it's the middle of the day, it is pointing to the middle of the day. The little arrows moved. Yes, the weather is correct. So it has a little rainy umbrella up there, and that's correct.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it also instead of the gold, it has that's my step count. Which is
nice.
Admittedly poor, but it's also rainy, so I haven't been outside. But,
I know how much you've moved today, or not moved.
My movement from first picture to now has been quite poor. But again, inside all day, so ordinarily it'd be better than that. But yeah, whoever made this watch face did a fantastic job. I'm like, that is super, super cool.
Wait, the icon on the right, is that the season?
I believe so. So you're talking underneath the date. And to the right of the umbrella, I think that's a flower, and that's supposed to coincide with my battery life. So right now it's a little bit half full, it looks like. So my battery's probably in the 60% range, rough and tough. At least that's what it usually is this time of day.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know if you can change the weather to the Canadian version if you needed it?
Oh, like the... Yes, you can. You can do imperial versus metric. Yes, you can.
Very cool.
And you can do 24-hour watch face instead of 12 if you prefer.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't like that you can't customize the complications or the Android version of complications. So you can't tell if you want calendar events or whatever, that you can't put that on there, which is kind of sad. But it just so happens to have everything that I want anyway. I don't care about calendar events on my watch and stuff. I like weather. I like my battery percentage, my notification, the date, and the weather, and that's what it has. I'm like, this is perfect. This is actually... I don't know for sure that I'll keep it on here, but I really like it. It's definitely going to stay on for a minute for sure.
It just makes me really happy to look at. Mm-hmm. It's just so like cheery.
Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be like the single-handed thing that I used to bring you over to Android.
There must be an Apple version of this, right?
No. See, Apple doesn't... You can't do custom watch faces right now on Apple Watch. So, I'm just saying.
I mean, there's only one chicken in the picture. What if you wanted one of the different animals?
Oh, I know. Like have a rabbit or have
a goat.
A goat? The greatest of all time.
The goat.
The goat.
I actually didn't know about the arrow thing for Stardew.
Which one? Oh, you didn't know that was pointed at the time of day?
No, I didn't even I've never noticed the whole arrow thing in the game.
Yeah, it's so like up to this point or up into a certain point?
Up until just when you mentioned it, I was
really?
like, oh, is there an arrow in the game that points to the time of day?
Yes, yeah, you should. It's right up there next to the clock and everything.
I have played so many hours, and there are still so many things I don't know.
I know that this game is unbelievable that way, and that it is just. I put in over 100 hours. I'm just like, yeah, no, still like I'm still quite a noob at it. It's
Well, you're still teaching me things, so.
well, there we go. So that's pretty funny. So, any now that we got water, now we've talked Stardew and watches. Anything else you'd like to cover?
No, I am. So I was trying to find a video for you because for like one of the topics, and I don't know. I don't know which one. I feel like I need to send you one of these to like explain what you're looking at some point when we talk about it.
Okay.
But I don't know what video to send you, or if I should send it to you now so you can watch it beforehand, or if I should send it to you when we're talking about it.
I don't know. Do you want my live reaction?
I mean, it could be fun.
Well, then hit me when we're talking about it. And hit me cold.
All right.
Is it in regards to Christmas lights?
It is.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So I am curious then about Christmas lights. So you are quite the lover of Christmas, from what I understand. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Yes.
Yes. So, Christmas lights is such a broad topic, and as the resident lover of Christmas, what kind of Christmas lights do you like the best? Like, do you have maybe something special growing up that you really enjoyed about going to see Christmas lights, or a special kind of Christmas lights?
It wasn't even like there was one special kind of light or anything. I just love how festive it is. Like, just when everyone starts putting it up. And growing up, there was always this debate of like what we would put on our house. I think as a kid, I always wanted like the most colors you could have for the lights. Yeah. And my dad was always like, he just liked the simple, like, you know, the white, yellow kind of lights. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but there's so many colors we could add. And now that I've grown up, I've come to like appreciate just, you know, the simple yellow and white lights can be really, really nice.
Did you guys do the icicle lights, or did you do just regular string lights?
No, we never had the icicle lights. Did you?
No. We only did Christmas lights a few times growing up. They were a lot of work, and
they are a lot of work.
Yeah, and so my dad put them up a couple times. I'm 90% sure we did like the colored lights, I think, because I'm like you, I like colors. I've grown more to like the more classic white snowy lights, and the icicle lights, I was never a huge fan of them. I thought they looked kind of, I don't know, kind of cheesy maybe a little bit. I like just regular old string lights. A little bit. Yeah. I always thought it would have been way cooler, and I don't know how you would do it, but if you we put on our Christmas tree like an icicle tinsel, or a little plastic like strings of looked like icicles, and you'd wrap it around the tree, and those looked really cool. And I thought if there's some way you could put a light inside where the icicles could stand out, I always thought that would be something really cool.
Oh, interesting.
I've never seen anything like that, but I always thought that would be way cooler than having just random little strings of lights hanging down from a longer string of lights. And again, not to hate on your Christmas parade if you like those, I'm not. But that was just, I never was just a huge fan. My parents love those though.
I don't know if I've actually seen that many icicle lights.
They seem less common now.
Yeah.
Like they've seemed to have fallen out of favor in the last 5 or 10 years.
Mm-hmm. You were also reminding me when you were talking about like putting Christmas lights up. Mm-hmm. We have this tree that like you used to be able to cover in Christmas lights outside, but now that it's been so many years, it's so tall now that it's like every year you just cover less and less of it.
Just like the bottom half of it.
Yeah, just the bottom half of it now. The top, it's like, nope, that's way too hard.
That's funny. Yeah, we have a similar little tree. We don't do lights on it. We've gotten kind of lazy and just have the net lights that we throw over the bushes in front of the house, which is those look cool. But yeah, I could see as the tree gets taller, it's like, okay, my ladder doesn't reach up this high, so we're just kind of like going up and up. I'm always quite impressed with the houses that have, you know, these big tall trees with Christmas tree lights all the way up top. It's like, man, somebody had to get a very, very tall ladder or something. It's pretty impressive, some of the stuff they can do.
The ones with the rooftops are all covered in lights too.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work than just going outside and like throwing them on something.
For real. On a side note, like, okay, now I have a bit of a fear of heights, number one. I don't mind getting up on the eaves of the house, but a roof line doesn't look very steep until you get on it. I had to get on my roof, I believe it was this summer, to clean out my dryer vent. It was just time to kind of, because for some reason in Oklahoma, all of the dryer vents vent to the roof instead of venting out to the side of the house, like houses in Louisiana, which is weird.
Do you know if there's a reason for that?
I have no idea. I assume maybe maybe just how the utility rooms and things are put more in the middle of the house. I guess there's nowhere else to vent it if you have it in the middle of the house. But they vent it to the roof, and that's a bit of a fire hazard if you don't clean it out every now and again, because it gets hot. That hot air goes up the metal tube and it'll condensate, and then it'll make the lint stick on the inside. So you want to, and then it's a bit of a fire hazard. So you want to, it's not something you want to clean out all the time, but once a season, it's not a bad idea to do. Anyway, so I was getting on the roof to do that for the first time, and I get up on the roof and I'm like, it's like, because our roof line is not very steep, and I get on it and I was like, this isn't too bad. And I get up and I'm like, oh, this is way higher up than what it seems like from the ground, and this roof line is way more steep than what it seems. No. And it's black asphalt shingles, and it's hot because it's the middle of summer. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not fun. And on top of it all, I can't get the little cap off. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I can clean this up from the bottom. And turns out I can. So I very carefully get off the roof, and then I clean it from the bottom from there. So yeah, it was a bit of fun with quotation marks. So yeah, I'm not sure how I would do trying to put lights on the top of my house, because some people do really cool stuff where they'll wrap it up, make it look like a present. They'll make a bow of lights on their roof. I'm like, that's really, really cool and tasteful, the ones that do that. Have you seen that before?
I haven't.
Oh man, my neighbors will do that. He keeps a lawn business, and he also will do Christmas lights in the wintertime, and he's done his house like that, where make a little bow on the roof of his house and make it look like a big old present. It's pretty cool. Oh,
that's cool. Now I wish you had a photo to show me, because I've never seen one of his.
He didn't do it this year. Yeah.
Can you go ask him?
Okay, yeah, I know you're busy and everything, but can you just thanks, appreciate it.
I just need a photo to share with my friends,
Mm-hmm, yeah, it'd be cool. I actually just sent you a picture for what I had this year. It's not the best picture because I was walking by like, oh, this is cool. I need to grab it. I'm kind of far off, but his house is still pretty decently festive. Decently, I mean, it's real festive, but it's not wrapped up like a present.
It's like glowing. It's so festive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got a cool blue theme going on there.
I am partial to blue.
You are. Is this your favorite house?
As far as Christmas lights in the neighborhood, definitely. It's by far the best house in the neighborhood. There are a few people who decorate, but most of them are kind of like us. They'll, string lights here, inflatable there, but this guy, he gets a little more all out. So
we have this.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so we have this one house, like a few streets down, that goes all out for Christmas. Like, I don't even know how to describe this to you, but basically there's lights everywhere. They have tons of inflatables and light up things. Like their whole lawn is just covered in these Christmas things, and then it just flashes on and off the whole evening, and it's crazy. And every time we have a chance to drive by it, I'm like, oh, can we drive by it? I just want to see it, and it's so happy and festive.
Do they have music playing in sync with the lights?
I'm trying to remember.
The Wizards of Winter,
I mean, I think they might have some music, but it's not synced intensely like you see on those TV shows now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite Christmas displays here in Tulsa area is it's actually in a suburb, Broken Arrow, called the Rhema Bible College, and they do a free light show, and it is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's so busy. If you want to go, you really want to go directly after Thanksgiving on a weeknight. Otherwise, it's just elbow to elbow. But it's so pretty. It's worth it. I hate crowds. I don't like crowds, and it's worth the crowds. It's you go out, you bring the kids, and they'll of course they'll selling snacks and stuff, but you don't have to do any of that. You can just walk through, and it's so pretty. They have just a great little walking path that you can take with just lights. They don't really do the inflatables. It's like the hard white lights everywhere, but they do a good job of just showing off, and everything is really pretty. And then there's a bridge that goes over a little pond, and they make a ton of little lights, and it is synced up to music, and it's Wizards of Winter and all of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, everything. It's synced up and very loud and very intense. I don't usually bring the kids through because it's too much, but you walk through and like that's impressive. You can see it from a distance, and you just see the lights, dun 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 dun, flat. It's very, very intense, but it is by far one of my favorite Christmas light displays I've seen here or otherwise. It's really pretty. Whenever you go looking at lights, would you prefer driving through neighborhoods and seeing the local stuff, or do you have something more along those lines that you enjoy, or both?
So I do. I love Christmas lights. So like if we can drive by a place with Christmas lights, I'm totally down for it. Mm-hmm. But there's not a ton of places around us that go all out. Mm-hmm. So there's not too much opportunity here. But like when we were talking about this, it makes me think of like the most amazing Christmas light thing I've ever seen is at Disney World. And it's this thing that no longer exists. And like I didn't even understand its existence back then. But it's called like the Osborne family Christmas light something or other.
Okay.
And it was really confusing growing up because I was like, the Osborne family, and I always thought of like Ozzy Osbourne. I was like, that doesn't seem on brand for Disney. Like, I don't understand. And it's a different Osborne family apparently, which makes a lot more sense. Mm-hmm. But so like I have to send you something. Yeah, I was like, but isn't he the guy who like does like really intense music and like probably thinks that I shouldn't see as a kid and like so really different Osborne family. Yeah. He just he's got multiple sides to his like personality. He's got some cool stuff going on.
He's like an onion, many layers.
Yeah, many layers. The like most inner layer is just like a heart of gold or heart of Christmas lights.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Christmas spirit. Yeah.
But so basically think of like the like movie sets where you can walk through the city, like a fake city. It kind of feels like that, except like every inch of all the walls is covered in Christmas lights.
Oh.
And then they blast
so like
music.
It's like an interior type design, so you're like walking through what feels like a house or
no, not the inside, like the outside. Okay. Like you're walking down a city street.
Oh, okay. And every house is decorated to the nines.
Yeah, but not just like Christmas lights hanging, like every like inch of the wall is covered in lights. Like wall, like just everywhere. And
you need sunglasses walking through.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's like the most magical thing. And it doesn't exist anymore, which makes me really, really sad. It closed down a few years ago. And
was this at Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Okay. Oh, that sounds so cool. How many houses or how big was the street?
It was pretty big. I've been trying to find a video for you that's going to be good to do it justice.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one to send you, but I'm just going to send you one.
Okay.
And you'll like understand because talking about it definitely doesn't do it justice. It's just incredible.
Maybe we can link it to the YouTube channel version of this and put it in there.
I think so. That would be good.
Assuming it's not a personal video.
It's just a video on YouTube. I just looked it up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh wow, that's just the thumbnail is pretty incredible. Let's see if I can get this to load. Ooh, it's loud. All right, I'm not gonna be able to hear you because this is really loud.
That's okay.
Let's see. Wow, though, that is. Okay, so for our listeners, I'm seeing a giant wall, probably, 30 feet tall, and it's just a wall of lights. And so there's a manger scene, very pretty. And then past the wall, there's a bunch of angels flying and a big old giant ball of light. It's a globe. Okay, so you got the country lit up, very pretty. There's country music. There's Christmas music playing on the background. And then there's another house, and it just the roof and the walls and everything are lit up with different colors. You got a moving train in front of this one wall. Wow, this is incredible. Super cool.
It's amazing.
And then this other building looks like a 3-story building or so. It's lit up in many different colors of lights. And then here looks like a church with the roof line looks like a white color, and then the walls are blue or purple. I can't tell. I'm colorblind, but yeah, that's That's incredible. Super cool. Okay. I'm going to pause it now and turn my volume back up so I can hear.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. That is incredible. That is really, really cool. I dig that.
Okay, I think you should skip to around like 6:15 because it gives you a bit more of what I'm talking about, of like walking through a city where just everything's covered in lights.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to hear you again. I'm going to turn it down.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so this is... Oh, the lights were off for a second. Now they came back on. So, yeah, this is much more like going down a city street. There's a lot of, like a small town, downtown type thing. There's like 3 stray buildings with lights of different colors. And there's like a big street sign going across the way. It looks like a parade or something like that, where of people waiting for a parade, except it's the entire... everybody's out in the streets. Wow, that's super cool. It's difficult to describe because just every surface has lights and they're all moving and twinkling. It looks like an old-timey, just, let's say, street with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as a movie poster, I guess you call it. There's a basketball goal and it's lit up. Wow, that's super cool. So this is completely far away, apparently, from what I was looking at earlier. So this is quite a production. This is incredible, like Disney is. All right, I'm back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. That is quite a production.
Yeah, and then they do the whole thing where like they'll play music and the whole like city will turn on and off as it plays. It's incredible.
Yeah, where I clicked to, it was like 6:10, I think, and it was off. And then it came on. I was like, "Oh, this is darker than I expected." And then it comes on. It's like, "Oh, whoa! There's all the lights." Okay. Yeah, that was really cool. That was super cool. So I definitely, I will save that link and put that in the notes, and y'all can see. And then, like I said, it'll also be in the YouTube version of the podcast. So I don't know if I'll be able to loop it, or I don't know how that'll work. I'll figure it out, but I'll link it there. It'll be great.
A learning process.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to send you one. Like a link, or find a link that has where they're playing the music as well, because it's just really magical.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. Like, is it instrumental music or is there singing?
I can open this right now, but you might hear it on mic a little bit because I'm checking through my phone right now.
Okay.
But let me see if this is a good one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. I'm gonna send this to you.
Okay.
And we can link it.
Perfect.
So this is actually like the finale, I think, like the last night before it closed.
Oh,
and
cool.
I think the first time I watched like one of these videos, it just made me cry because it was just so beautiful and really sad that it's gone.
Yeah. Did you get to see it more than once?
I think we saw it maybe a couple, like 2 to 3 times over the whole time it was there.
Okay, that's really cool. So you did get a pretty good opportunity to see more than one, which is awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to play it, so I will not be able to hear you for a moment.
Okay.
So this looks like a similar city street. But wow, those lights are synced up and moving all along and up and down the street. Not in time with the music, but it's super cool. Very magical feeling. And not only are they like moving up and down the street, but they're glowing and fading in and out, and then oh wow, that's super cool. It's good that they got this on video because that's pretty special. Wow, yeah, that's super cool. I dig it. Are you still there?
I am still here.
Perfect. I didn't lose you inadvertently. Like, that's cool. Okay, bye. No, that's...
You're like, I gotta go watch this video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
No, I'm not crying. It's totally fine.
It's okay, you know.
Yeah. No, it was beautiful. That was very cool. I can see why you would enjoy that. That is way better than most Christmas light displays, for sure.
I think when we first saw it, like, I didn't even know it was a thing, and so my parents just like took us in, and we were just amazed and overwhelmed and just like, what is this magical place?
Yeah. Were your parents aware of what y'all were getting into?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
It kind of just felt like we stumbled into it as we were wandering through the park. Mm-hmm. But they might have known. It's very possible.
it's like, ha ha ha, we'll just walk you right in and boom, Christmas.
Yep.
Those kind of surprises are the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the whole park is also normally decorated for Christmas, and it's just really, really beautiful.
I'm guessing not quite to that level, though.
No, definitely not to that level.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. But honestly, obviously on a much smaller scale, the Rhema thing is very similar to that. It's kind of wall to wall, just not to the same scale because it's not buildings and stuff lit up. It's it's a park, so it's a lot more rural feeling, I guess. But it's similar to that, just wall to wall lights and stuff going on. Again, not comparing it to Disney. It's not as good as Disney, like nowhere close. But it's a similar theme and style, I guess.
Oh, that's really cool, though.
Yeah.
And to have something local is really nice.
It is, yeah, and it was actually, it was not even a mile away from my old office that I used to work at a few years back, so very convenient. Not so convenient for traffic, but as far as being able to get to, it's pretty easy to get to. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. I think I asked you earlier, but I'm going to ask again for those who may not have been paying attention.
Are you talking about yourself?
I was paying attention. I was talking for the recording that no one will ever hear.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you might hear it. I don't know. We'll see.
It depends if you send it my way or not, I guess.
Internal blooper, yeah. But,
yeah.
Anyway, so on the subject of Christmas music, we have found this cool band, National Parks, that did a couple of really cool Christmas songs. One of which is amazing. It's called Christmas Magic. It's their latest single, and not a sponsor, but you should totally go listen to this during this wonderful holiday season because it is beautiful. It really is. Quite nice. And they have another Christmas song that was really good too that they did last year, a little more traditionally nativity Christmas song that's really, really good. But it made me think, what kind of Christmas music do you like? As far as, do you like more traditional like Silent Night type Christmas music, or or do you like, what's your preference if you want to get in the holiday spirit?
I think I like a pretty varied mix. Like, I love the traditional classic songs, but I also am a big fan of some of the newer pop classics too.
So, when you say classic, define for me an example. Like, give me maybe the
first song that comes to mind is like, you mean like an old classic or like a modern classic?
Let's say old classic. Like what's something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Okay. Is there a particular artist that you like, or is that something that like your family would sing, or you would sing?
No, I don't even know the artist I'm thinking of. It's just we had like an old CD we used to listen to all the time, like every Christmas, and it just had like all the classics on there with like the like old singers, a lot of like crooner type singers.
Okay.
And,
so like a Sinatra type, or that kind of stuff?
Yeah, someone like a Sinatra type.
Okay. So
I don't actually know the name of any of the artists from that album.
Fair enough. But it was
if
wonderful.
I can ever find it again, I'm sure I could look it up.
Fair enough. So that was
Mm-hmm.
that if you really like want to feel nostalgic and that's the. Do you still have the CD? Is that something you can dig up if you wanted?
It must be somewhere in the house, but where, I don't know at this moment in time.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a few albums like that were pretty classic. Growing up as well, so yeah, I'm familiar with that. So
what do you like?
Me, so it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm singing it, and by me I mean like if I'm with a group singing, I don't just belt out Christmas carols. I like.
Is it the annual Patrick performance?
That's right. Yes. Check out my other podcast.
Are you about to perform right now?
Let me switch off the mic for sure. Yeah.
Oh no, the recording got lost.
Darn the luck! I tell you what. Darn Craig Bot, come on, man, you're killing me. But he's gonna leave. He is totally gonna leave.
He's left for less before, so.
Poor Craig Bot. He's just unappreciated.
He works very hard for very little appreciation. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll give him the shout out that he deserves in this particular podcast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even though no one else, just Google Craig Bot for Discord if you guys want to check that out. Anyway, so no, I guess if I'm singing or if I'm with a group singing, I just prefer. I grew up in church, and so the classic, Silent Nights and Joy to the Worlds and Oh Holy Night. Those types were what I grew up singing, and I really enjoy those. I don't care for modern recordings of those though. Like almost always, if an artist sings that, they try and make it their own. And Christmas music has its own sound to it, and whenever somebody tries to make it country or make it singer-songwriter or whatever, it usually just sounds terrible. There's been very, very few of those that I'm just like, that's not good. Or that is not good. I just don't care for it. Pentatonics is one exception to that. They really do justice to the classics, and I think it's not in any small part to them being a cappella. It'd
be a very different feel.
What's that?
To it, right? It'd be a very different feel to it just to start with, too.
What would be?
Like them being a cappella?
Yeah, but they're very popish even with their a cappella. So I mean, I think typically the songs of theirs that I like the best is when they don't stray very far from the melody. I think the ones that I like less are then whenever they try and change it up too much. Like Hark the Herald Angels Sing, their version of that is I'm less of a fan of that. They really jazz it up a lot, which is to each their own. If you like that one, that's fine. I'm not hating.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was surprised that you liked some of their Christmas stuff because a lot of it seems very jazzy, like jazzy versions.
A lot of them, like Silent Night, is just a straight up. I think they're even in their video. They're singing in a church, so I mean it's like just straight up singing. It's beautiful. It's really good. But I like Little Drummer Boy's really good. I like Carol of the Bells. I like what else is there? There's a couple of them that are really really good. That I really like it. But those three in particular, Carol of the Bells, Little Drummer Boy, and Silent Night are really some of my favorites. I really like those. But
I feel like I have to go listen to those now.
Oh, you definitely should, especially Carol of the Bells. So I think that one's probably the best.
Okay, I like Pentatonics. They're very good.
Yeah,
it's crazy what they can do.
Oh my goodness, all of them, their range and they're just incredible. But I would say if I'm listening to an artist sing, I want to hear something original from them. I almost always like if I'm gonna listen to them, I almost like an original Christmas song versus them singing a classic song. Like I think that's part of the reason I really like those national park songs we mentioned earlier. They were very original, very true to their style of songwriting and music, and it was just really good. And just happened to be Christmas was more the setting. It's not necessarily at least Christmas Magic. That one's not so much a Christmas song in my opinion as much as it is just a love song that's set around Christmas. It's kind of like a movie that's not a Christmas movie but just happens to happen at Christmas time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a very sweet song as well. I love a very good sentimental Christmas song. Yeah,
I agree. And so I find that that kind of music, I typically like original stuff better than remakes of classic stuff. And it's almost always like I grew up with country music, and almost always the country Christmas songs that I liked the best were the ones where they did original songs. Like we grew up listening to Alabama, the band Alabama, and their Christmas music was almost all original, and it was all really, really good. It just sounded like nice. Them singing their own music, but it was Christmas music, so it was pretty cool. And then by contrast, Alan Jackson did a Christmas album, and it was all just classic Christmas music, and then he did one original song. And me personally, and most of the people I talked to didn't really care for the original Christmas songs. They liked the one that he wrote and played himself, and that one's actually really good. It still holds up. I listen to it usually every year. It's called Let It Be Christmas. It's very sweet. So I would recommend that one.
I feel like you're gonna have to send me some of these later.
Yeah, totally. Especially the Pentatonics is easy to find, but Let It Be Christmas may be a little bit harder to track down, but I'll send that one to you.
Yeah, I don't know my country artists as well as you do.
Yeah, I like it less. I don't listen to as much country nowadays, but those are classics that I grew up with. Another really good one that I liked. This was the classic one, that probably the one that my mom probably still listens to, and I do. There's a lot of good stuff on it. Is Steve Wariner did a really good Christmas album, and he did some, and again, similar thing. He did a mix of original songs and classic songs, and a couple of the classic ones are okay, but his original music was really, really fantastic. He played some good stuff, so I'll have to send that one to you too. But
so I've learned you like new Christmas music. Not a fan, apparently, of covers of original or older Christmas songs.
Yeah. So you said you also like more of the modern classic pop stuff, so I'm thinking like the Mariah Carey type.
Yeah. Either like a really good bop, like something that's just like upbeat, like the Mariah Carey song, or something just really sweet and sentimental and like almost makes you want to cry in like a really happy, sad way. Like either of those I really, really love at Christmas time.
Okay. Do you have an example, maybe?
Of a sad one or like an upbeat, like makes you want to dance at Christmas kind of one?
Either one. Let's do the happy upbeat one first. So we'll start on a high note.
Well, so there's the one I was talking to you about earlier. The new, it's not that new anymore. Mm-hmm. It was like, I think it's like 5 years old now, but the Ariana Grande one, Santa Tell Me.
Yeah.
It's got that same Mariah Carey feel of just like very upbeat. You want to dance when you hear it, and it's just very, very happy.
Yeah.
For a sad Christmas song, do you know Sara Bareilles and Ingrid Michaelson?
I know the name Sara Bareilles. I don't know the other name. Wait, Ingrid. Okay. Ingrid who? Ingrid
Michaelson?
That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't point you to any songs by them, though. Sara Bareilles, I know that name, and I probably, if you tell me a song, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that one.
I'm trying to think of what her big songs were. She recently wrote a musical called Waitress. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, you are much more tied into the musical scene than I am.
I'll have to send you some of her stuff later, because they're both just really amazing artists.
Yeah.
But they have a song called Winter Song, which is really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
I highly, highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite. I like listen to it every single year.
Is it? Oh, okay, every single year. So it's been around for a little bit then.
Yeah, it's been around for quite a while now.
Winter Song? Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
Yeah. I mean, you can take a moment to listen to it now if you'd like.
I think I will just write it down. Let's see. Sara Bareilles Winter Song. Plus, any good podcast, if there's not clicking in the background from somebody Googling something or whatever, then it's not.
That's true.
Did you really podcast?
Did you? I know.
I'm going to butcher her name. Bless her heart. I'm sorry. In fact, I know there's no H in her name.
Which one?
Sara Bareilles.
Okay. I was like, Ingrid Michaelson does indeed have an H.
You said it's called Christmas what now?
Winter Song.
A winter song. There we go.
So it's not exactly a Christmas song, but it is a winter-related song.
It's the right time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay. Perfect. Interesting. Well, I like that. That's good. That's good conversation. But I don't have a good follow-up question.
No?
No. Do you have a really good, maybe family-related Christmas memory from when you were younger, maybe a tradition that you enjoyed that you look back fondly on, that maybe you can't do or won't, because of logistics or whatever the case may be, or just because you're older and that's just, we just don't do that anymore because now we're adults.
I remember my favorite gift.
Oh, okay. Okay, what's your favorite gift?
Yeah.
What was your favorite gift that you can remember?
So my favorite gift was, I forget how old I was, but I was like a kid, and the thing we got that year was Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh.
And I have two brothers, so like some of us got red and some of us got blue, so we could trade and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but just playing that Christmas Day was just really, really magical. There was just something about, I don't know, experiencing the world of Pokemon for the first time.
Yeah.
That when I think of Christmas and like magic and all that stuff, I think back to that day.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you get the Game Boy to match, or did you already have the Game Boy?
I think we already had the Game Boy.
Okay.
It's like so long ago. I'm trying to remember like which Game Boy was Pokemon on.
It was on the Game Boy Color.
Yes.
Or they had, I think the color came after, but it was like the standard Game Boy and the Game Boy Color, because then after that.
Oh yeah, and they had all the different colors you could pick.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Color, and it was
nice.
I think it was a teal. teal or blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess green or blue for you.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you have a color?
I had the see-through one.
Oh, that one was nice. I like that one.
It was nice. I liked it, and it was kind of purple.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of purple, so I was very happy with it.
I'm trying to think. I think that's what my sister had because we both had the Game Boys. And I had yellow. I got Pokemon Yellow, and she got blue, and I ended up getting red later on. But I got red. It was like way after the fact, because.
Yeah, I was gonna say yellow and blue aren't even in the same like generation.
It is. Yellow came after, but yellow
Yeah.
was a weird one in that you had to have red and blue to trade to get all of them. So I had yellow and she had blue, so we still couldn't. I still was missing the ones from red, which was annoying. Had I known
Well, you
that.
needed one more sibling, I guess. That's really the key is what you needed.
Hold on, let me call my parents from the past and say, "Hey,
Oh, okay.
where's my brother
We
at?"
just need it for that 1 year, just for that year to trade Pokemon.
You can have him back after that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. That's great. I love that. I had a similar one. I was younger than that though. I remember getting my first game system as a kid, and I remember very similarly that was there's plenty of Christmases that stand out like present wise and stuff, but that one still stays in my head. I remember I was either 7 or 8, and I got a Sega Genesis. That was my very first gaming system.
Nice.
And I remember hooking that up with my dad, and we played Sonic the Hedgehog for
Aww.
oh man, yes, Sonic the Hedgehog for quite a bit, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. That was
that's really awesome.
yeah, it was a great memory. My sister didn't like playing the Sega Genesis as much, but man, I had so many games for that system. I bought pretty much all of the so I'm weird with those classic games. Like I played so many classic games, but I missed out on a lot. But with the Sega Genesis, I had the Sonic 2 and 3. I never got the original Sonic for whatever reason, Sonic the Hedgehog. I had 2 and 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. And, man, I had so many. But I never played Earthworm Jim. I never played...
Oh, that was a fun game. I haven't
Yeah?
thought about that game in so long. Yeah.
Yeah, but I played a really cool X-Men game that I had a lot of fun with. I played a really cool Batman game. What else? There were so many games. I played a fun Looney Tunes game and Tom and Jerry. I loved those growing up. Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah. What else?
Mm-hmm.
Man, but I didn't get into Nintendo until, let's see, I'm trying to think. Probably my first Nintendo console was probably a Game Boy Color, and that was getting Pokemon. And then I got a Nintendo 64 one year with birthday money, and that started the trend.
And now you're just all Nintendo all the time.
Yeah, I think that may be a topic for another time. But yes,
I think so. Yeah.
because I could totally get into that. But yeah, I slowly became a fan.
We were always a Nintendo family.
Yeah. What was your first
right from
Nintendo
the
console?
start.
Was it the Game Boy?
I'm also like, should we save this for another time?
Yeah, true. Yeah, we'll circle back. I think that because that could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. Excellent. I had one.
Do you have any Christmas traditions you wanted to talk about?
I did actually. Yes. It's,
Yeah.
So, kind of in the vein of the Christmas nights discussion from before, growing up, we had, and actually, this is really funny. My cousins and my sister would go with my now wife's family. Some of her grandparents and a couple of her cousins and my grandparents. So we'd all go to the small town park that had a really nice Christmas light show. And we would all go, and they had a little train or whatever. Most of the time we didn't ride the train, but we'd go get out and we'd walk around and see the lights. We'd usually ride in a car and we'd look at the lights, and it was pretty nice, especially for how small the town was. It was, little town, 20,000 people. It wasn't, not much to it, but it was a really cool light show. We did this every year. And then after we went and did the lights, we would go to a little drive-in. It's called Lee's Diner, and we'd go into the little drive-in restaurant, and we'd go get some ice cream usually because it's Louisiana, so it's not that cold.
I was gonna say, are you celebrating like an Australian Christmas?
Totally. I mean, it would sometimes be cold, but we would whatever. We'd go inside and we'd go get some ice cream, and it was a lot of fun. So sometimes we get a warm snack or whatever, but usually ice cream or hot chocolate or whatever if somebody wanted that. But I always got ice cream because I don't like hot chocolate. But yeah, we did that many times. That was looking back on that. I was like, oh yeah, we did do that with my wife. Though that was really fun. I look back on that fondly.
Aww.
Yeah,
that sounds really nice.
it was nice. I'm trying to think. I know we did it several times. It was something. I don't know when it started. Like it and I say that's like we've been doing it for years and years and years. It wasn't really that. We did it several times. So I don't know who came up with the idea, why those two groups came together to do that. I don't know exactly why that came to be, but it did, and it was fun. It was a positive experience.
I like that it includes ice cream.
Oh, of course.
It's very not what I would have expected, but I like it.
I love ice cream. There's never a bad time for ice cream. Like
no, there's not.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like if it's cold and I'm outside, I may not be as prone to get ice cream, but if I'm inside, I don't care if it's 30 degrees outside. I can bundle up my blanket and get some ice cream. I'm good.
I mean, if you bring it outside, it won't melt either.
True, but
don't have to worry about that summer heat just, dripping everywhere.
Sticky, nasty mess everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, no thanks. I don't like sticky hands, and when my ice cream cone starts to melt and get on my hands, I'm like, nope, get off. I don't want that. Wash my hands.
I feel like that's going to be even more fun when you have kids and eating ice cream.
Man, I'm telling you what, my youngest, he loves yogurt, and we'll give him some yogurt, and it's everywhere, Becky, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, on his face and his hands and down the bib and all over his lap, and I'm like, child, did you even get any in your mouth?
You're like, I'm not ready to give you foods that are going to melt as well.
Seriously.
It's already happening with yogurt.
Oh my goodness, it was horrible. Oh, it was actually pretty sweet
no.
though. In a better note, seasonal things, we gave him some hot chocolate today, and they both love the hot chocolate.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was huge. It was great. They loved it.
Are you able to make a healthy hot chocolate for them?
Yeah. Stephanie does cocoa powder and coconut milk actually, and I don't like hot chocolate. I don't like hot drinks very much, but she makes it, and it smells good, and they all like it. So yes.
Nice. I'm glad you found a version that works for them.
Honestly, there's so many different things you can do without dairy. If you can do eggs and not doing dairy is pretty easy. It's the hardest part is not having dairy and egg. It's still really hard to go eat out because everything has dairy in it. But but if you're cooking yourself, there's so many opportunities. Like I said, my wife makes pizza dairy free, and it's delicious. So I mean, there's so many opportunities going dairy free.
Yeah, it's nice how many options there are nowadays.
Indeed.